Straight ahead on WBKB, President Biden signs the American Rescue Plan.
Plus, find out what business could be coming to Alpena and how do you feel about daylight saving time.
You're watching Thunder Bay News Network. WBKB News at 6 starts now.
This is WBKB News at 6. An in-depth look at news, weather, and sports. From hard-hitting news stories to local events, we're there with coverage you can count on. You're watching WBKB News at 6.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us. I'm Tyler Cruz.
And I'm Sherry Stewart. President Biden signed his American Rescue Plan into law today. The plan provides much-needed relief to American families and businesses and marks a major victory for the president in his first 100 days since taking office. $1,400 stimulus checks should arrive this month, while unemployment benefits will be extended through September.
Democrats, independents, our Republican friends have made it clear, the people out there made it clear they strongly support the American Rescue Plan.
Besides stimulus checks and unemployment benefits, there is additional important relief coming to Americans.
That's right, Sherry, and if you're a parent of children under 18, there could be some money coming your way. With the American Rescue Plan, parents can now claim $3,600 for children under 6 and up to $3,000 for older children through age 17. There is no minimum income requirement for the child tax credit anymore, and the Rescue Plan makes it a fully refundable credit. Married couples earning over $150,000 and single parents earning over $75,000 would not be eligible, and the IRS could pay the credit to families by an income stream beginning this summer. President Biden will address the public tonight at 8 p.m. to honor 1 year since the virus impacted our lives.
A special meeting was called for Alpena Township's Board of Trustees Thursday. The board discussed ways to reduce the deficit, and they were able to balance the township's budget. They also collaborated on ways to allocate general funds for the township's public safety department. Supervisor Nathan Skibby explains what's included in the budget.
For this exercise, we now have across the board, general fund, public safety included, we are whole. Water enterprise, being a standalone, is whole. We have a balanced budget.
And the Board of Trustees will meet again on March 22nd at 4:30 p.m.
2 new discount retailers could be coming to Alpena. Valgrand Holdings is reportedly planning to bring an Aldi grocery store and a Marshall's to the county. We reported earlier that plans were underway to bring an Aldi store to the site of Alpena School Bus Garage on M32. The Marshall store will be located on Bagley Street between Walgreens and the Alpena-Alcona Area Credit Union. Mike Mahler with the Alpena Area Chamber of Commerce tells WBKB the deal looks promising, but to his knowledge, no contracts have been signed.
We will wait
That would
and
be
see.
exciting.
Using some Michigan Secretary of State services will become a bit more difficult temporarily. The department is about to undergo what it's calling a major technology upgrade to its services system. Online services and self-service stations will be unavailable. The system went down at 5 p.m. this evening and will remain unavailable until March 16th at 9 a.m. The upgraded system will enable new online services and expand the capability of self-service stations.
And a new Ken Burns documentary is in the works, and the focus is on a popular figure that spent time in northern Michigan. WBKB's Stephanie Minichi has more.
American novelist Ernest Hemingway lived in Paris, Cuba, and even had a cottage in northern Michigan. And who knows, he may have even sailed these very waters. On a much nicer day, of course.
The documentary focuses on a time in Hemingway's life that's rarely talked about. Producer Matthew Ozanek says when most people think of Hemingway, they think big white beard, white hair, and the fisherman. But Ozanek describes a different Hemingway.
The Hemingway that lived in Michigan was not Ernest Hemingway, Nobel laureate. He was Ernie, and he was Dr. Hemingway's son. And like so many families, they spent their summers up in northern Michigan.
Ozanek says Hemingway moved to Paris in 1919, but he just couldn't leave behind northern Michigan.
Now here he is, a young writer living in one of the most glamorous cities in the world, what does he decide to write about? He doesn't decide to write about Paris or Europe. He decides to write about northern Michigan, and that would eventually turn into the Nick Adams stories.
The documentary will include voice actors such as Jeff Daniels as Hemingway, Meryl Streep, Mary Louise Parker, and others as his 4 wives.
Hemingway in Michigan will be a live-streamed event Wednesday, March 31st at 6 p.m. For more information, you can visit our website. In Alpena, Stephanie Minichi, WBKB News.
Well, thank you for that, Stephanie. This weekend, you'll lose an hour of sleep, sadly, well, unless you are a morning person. Daylight savings time starts Sunday, March 14th at 2 a.m.
If you're tired of springing ahead every year, relief may be on the way. 2 bills introduced in the Michigan legislature call for an end to the back and forth, keeping Michigan on daylight saving time all year. At least 28 states have considered legislation addressing daylight saving time. And we want to know what you think about all this. Should Michigan stay on daylight saving time all year? You can let us know how you feel about it by liking our Facebook page and checking your feed for our Facebook story where you can take our poll.
Now, I don't know how I feel about that. I hate losing an hour of sleep, but the gain in the fall really means a lot. There's more news ahead for you here on WBKB. Coming up, how has the rain this winter affected the Great Lakes?
Weekend's going to start with some chilly temperatures coming up later in the newscast.
And thanks for that, Allie. Chilly, not looking forward to it. Low precipitation this winter may have impacted the Great Lakes. According to the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, Great Lake water levels are tracking below last year's levels. Lakes Huron, Superior, Michigan, and Erie remain above long-term average levels, though. Since November, Great Lakes regions have experienced 4 straight months of below average precipitation, but despite these conditions, experts say the early spring rise in water levels still has a potential to cause coastal flooding and erosion.
Very interesting. Yeah. In health news, another reason to eat plant-based food, and today marks a somber anniversary in world history. Elise Preston has a look at some of the day's top health stories.
Today marks 1 year since the World Health Organization declared the coronavirus outbreak a pandemic. The virus has infected more than 29 million people in the U.S. and killed more than 527,000. People previously infected with COVID-19 may not need 2 doses of the vaccine after all. Researchers at Mount Sinai Hospital found 1 shot helped those with pre-existing immunity generate a similar immune response to uninfected people who received 2 doses. And a new study in the journal Neurology highlights yet another reason to eat plant-based. Harvard researchers say diets rich in greens, whole grains, and beans may help reduce stroke risk by up to 10% compared to people with lower quality diets. Those are some of the day's top health stories. Elise Preston, CBS News, New York.
Coming up on WBKB News, Ellie Morrison is next with your 7-day forecast, plus the photo of the day. Stay tuned.
Up for Saturday afternoon, that's going to come after some chilly temperatures early Saturday morning. Those temperatures will be getting cooler again heading into Sunday and Monday with highs in the 30s. So tomorrow is going to be mostly sunny, then dropping off to 15 degrees to start early Saturday. Sunny skies and highs around 50 degrees. A low of 28 early on Sunday. We'll have highs near 38 degrees with mostly sunny skies. For Monday, partly cloudy, starting off in the upper teens. We'll have highs near 34 degrees for Monday afternoon. On Tuesday, I'm putting in a chance that we could see some rain or snow showers. It really all depends on the track of a storm system from the southwest and exactly just how close to our area that's going to get. For Wednesday, mostly cloudy skies with high temperatures near 43 degrees. And then for Thursday, a little bit cooler with high temperatures in the upper 30s. And today's photo was sent in by Wendy Widener. She says it looked like this owl was trying to get a meal from under the snow. He stopped long enough to pose for the picture, taken in Barton City. Thank you, Wendy, for sending us this photo. If you have a photo such as nature shots, pics with friends, or interesting sights you see that you would like to send us, email it along with a short description to news@WBKB11.com.
That is a gorgeous owl, but I don't think it's fair. The one day we reach the 60s and we have 40-mile-an-hour wind gusts. What is this? Sports is coming up next, but first, Jake Vanderbrook is here with a preview. Jake, what's going on tonight?
Yeah, Tyler, let me tell you, those winds were really strong today. But coming up next in sports, I'll reveal the top play of the week. And Michigan State men's basketball took the floor this afternoon as they scored off with Maryland to kick off Big Ten tournament play. Highlights and more up next in sports.
Michigan State.